Hi, I'm Jacob. Before we get into it, hit the subscribe button below so you can keep up to date. Today I'm talking about how to create habits with ease, and in particular, how to make exercise a habit. So what's actually going on inside your body right down at a cellular level when you create a new habit is that there's a change in the neurotransmitters as well as the hormones in the bloodstream. But through the nervous system, from neuron to neuron, which is a nerve cell, you have a change in the neurotransmitter amounts. So for example, when you exercise, you have more feel-good chemicals, so more serotonin, dopamine and endorphins. And as they increase, your body isn't used to receiving this increased amount of those neurotransmitters. So for example, when those neurotransmitters are passed from one neuron to the next across what's called the synaptic cleft, if there isn't enough receptor sites on the next neuron to receive them, then it can't absorb them. So for example, if the serotonin receptor sites are a triangle and the dopamine receptor sites are a square, if there aren't enough squares and triangles on the next neuron, it can't actually absorb them, and so they build up in the synaptic cleft, and you get what's happening is like this shake within the neurons, and you interpret that as this just doesn't feel right, or this isn't for me, and then in worst case scenario you give up and you don't continue through. So when you want to start making exercise a new habit, you need to prepare for this, and there are 3 stages that you need to be prepared for when starting exercise. The first one is after the first day. You must stick to it and do something on the very next day, even if that's stretching. The second one is the second week. You must stick with it. You'll get tired after the first week, but you must stick with it and exercise into the second week. Stick with the plan that you've created. And the last one, and this is where the neurotransmitters come into play, is week 4. Get yourself to week 4, and once you've got through week 4, you've made a huge step in being able to create that habit. From there, we then focus on week 12, which is after 3 months, and so on. So the more you do something, the more you make a habit. Habits don't just happen over a short period of time. You change them, and those neurotransmitter changes happen in that first 4 or so weeks. They continue to happen over the next 12 weeks, but the best of habits happen and become strong when you do something every single day for as long as possible. Take smoking, for example. That's a physiological and a psychological addiction. So someone who can give up smoking after 40 years goes to show that any habit can be changed. So in starting exercise, it should be a hell of a lot easier than quitting smoking. But any sort of habit comes down to what's happening at a cellular level and being prepared for that. Once you're prepared, you can then goal set and get yourself through those specific phases in your new habit creation journey. So when creating a new habit, the first thing that you need to do is just get up out of bed. Just wake up, set your alarm clock and get up out of bed. You don't need to do anything, stand up and then lay back down. What we're doing is starting to build some momentum. So the next one after that is to then get dressed. Get up out of bed and get dressed. So you're feeling like you're going to go and do something, but you got my permission at that point to get back undressed and get back into bed. Put your pajamas back on. Walk outside is the next step. So after you've done that, actually leave the bedroom and walk outside. You can leave the house as well if you like, but that's up to you. But you must walk around and actually leave the bedroom. From there, it's to go to your place where you're going to start exercising. If that's a gym, drive to the gym, walk to the gym, ride to the gym, however you're going to get there. If it's an outdoor group that you're joining, go to where that group would meet. If you're going to meet with a friend, go to where your friend lives. And if you're just going to go for a run, then walk outside your block, your yard, down the road a little bit, and then come back in and go back to bed. The next one is where you're going to actually start exercising. So that doesn't actually happen till day 6. So build on that momentum, generate that momentum so you've got something to really use as a foundation for when you start exercising. And I suggest when you start exercising, you start slow and build up in just the same way. So how can you start right now? What is the very first action you can take to get started in your new habit? As always, the best conversations happen in our comments section. So get to our website, jacobandre.com, or our YouTube channel, Jacob Andre on YouTube, and leave us a comment. Let us know how you can get started on your very first action towards your new habit.